How often should you change your role or company as a developer? If you're currently in a position where you're thinking whether you should stay in the same company or switch for new roles or new companies, then hopefully this video will help you to decide based on my experience. So I think personally that 1 to 2 years maximum is the most optimal range to switch your roles. I've had roles where I've done this even faster, like within 6 months. And in this video, I'm gonna give you 4 reasons why I think that's the most optimal range, so that hopefully it helps you in your decision if you're thinking about this currently. So the first point that I have here is that developer roles are not like these old school roles that we had previously, like 100 years ago, where usually people join a company and they work there like for 10 to 20 years, and after that they retire, right? So they work in the same company for the rest of their lives. This is not the case for developer roles. It's much more like a business contract, so you work together with the company as long as it makes sense. And also one thing here is that if you worked like in the same company for, let's say, 10 years, then you haven't done interviews within 10 years, right? So the last time you did it was when you were interviewing for this company. And this is also a skill that you are currently continuously training. And even if you're a senior developer, obviously if you've been working for 10 years in a company, then you are, but you can still be very bad in interviews because you haven't done it for the last 10 years, right? So it's a different skill, like being good at something and being able to present it to the company. So if the time comes when you are laid off or you are thinking to switch your jobs, that will be much harder because you haven't done interviews in the past years and you've been in the same company, which means that you didn't grow much. And that also brings me to the next point, which is like you don't grow much if you stay in a company for more than 2 years in most cases. You might have some exceptions, but in most cases you grow more if you switch your role. Like within a year or two, it is when you are already familiar with the tech stack that company uses and you already learned their tech stack, their business domain, so there isn't too much that you are going to learn. If you think it as a graph, within the first year is when you will learn like this a lot, like about the domain and about the tech stack. But after that it gets slower because like you are not learning too much there. You already know the tech stack, you already know the domain, and yeah, you will still of course learn some things, like every day you will learn something new, but it is not that much that you will learn in a new company within a year. The third point is, of course, other than the skills that you are growing, you are also growing your salary, right, that you're getting as a developer. And if you stay in a company, I don't think you can grow as much as if you just switch your roles. Like if you think the last increase that you had in the company, how much was it? Like 5 to 10% and annually, and that's only when you did a very great job in the role. Maybe like 20%, but I don't think they are going to increase it more than that. And you can just get double of the amount if you just apply for a better company that is well funded. And I've had many such experiences. Like after switching to the next role, I've had even experiences where it was triple of the amount, so 3 times more, which is like 200% increase, which I don't think you are going to get in any role. So no one is going to increase your salary by that much. But one note here is that if you're working with an outstaff company, which is basically the companies that find projects for you and link you to the projects. So in this case, that's an exception because they are giving you new clients, right? So once the contract ends with one of them, they give you another client. So in this case, it is possible. After each project, you can demand more for the next one. You can demand more by 50% or even by 100%. Like depends, of course, on how good the project is that they landed. But in this case, I think that's an exception. And the fourth point and fourth reason why I think it's a good decision to leave the company within 1 to 2 years is it is more like a business contract, as I said in the beginning. So it's not a job, it's more like a business contract, which means that you provide services to the company and you work together as long as it makes sense. So once it doesn't make sense to either side, if you're not providing enough value for the paying for the pay that you're getting, then they are going to do layoffs, right? Or they are going to terminate the contract. And so should you do the same. If you're not doing well in the job, they won't second guess, right? So they will fire you immediately. And you should be doing the same. So it's not like a traditional job or something where you should be loyal to the company. If it doesn't make sense anymore, if you got a better offer, or if you are able to apply for roles that will help you more in growing and they will provide you more salary than the current one, then it's obviously a natural decision to move on, right? So you should be doing the same, because when the time comes when they need to fire you, they won't second guess it like a minute. They will just fire you like that. Hope this was helpful. I think from my experience, 2 years is maximum that you should stay in a company, because after that point you are not getting much return in your growth, or you are not able to demand higher salary in the same position in the same company after 2 years. Yeah, that was it. Hope it was helpful. Let me know, and let me know your thoughts. Maybe you have another range in mind. Maybe you have another exceptions to this. So would be interested to hear more in the comments in this video. Cheers.